1. And welcome back to another screencast. This time I'm going to talk about promoting code in Azure DevOps. Just as a warning, sound quality on this one is probably going to be even worse than previous ones. I'm in the process of remodeling my office, so everything is sitting in my dining room. All the dogs are gathered around, and but for what you're paying, you get what you get. So, Azure DevOps promoting code. So, this came about because a very nice person asked me a question. This part of the question is what I'm answering. Basically, how do I promote the code between different environments? And the answer is pretty easy. I do pull requests. I'd look up into fast forward merging and things like that. And honestly, I get the point. If you do a fast forward, it makes your feature branch appear to be just one commit. Whereas without a fast forward, you get all of the commits. In my opinion, as you move between branches, I would prefer not to keep all of that stuff. He asked another part of the question in his comment. You can go find it yourself. I'm not ready to answer that piece, so we'll go with this. So moving code between environments. First off, your individual developers on your team, everybody's using Git flow. So you've isolated everybody into their own little feature branch. They're happy, their own little kingdom. They build, they make their changes and all like that. When they're done, they do a pull request to have their code pulled into the develop branch. And that way then you guys can review and take a look, see what you did, make sure you're happy with it. You pull it into the develop branch. And basically, I just repeat that same process. So one of the things that I have, nobody can push to the main branches. This main branches include develop, test, release, and master. It's weird. I really kind of, because of the way Gitflow does things, I'm not sure what to do with master. Love a comment, somebody say, hey, dummy, you should be doing this. Maybe master is develop. I don't know. Very open to suggestions from other people on what their practices are. You're always learning when you're doing this stuff. The reason for the asterisks, well, I'm the admin of the repo. I can take the policy off for myself and go do a push if I determine that it needs to be done. By and large, I try to make sure everything's done through a pull request. Your mileage may vary. So during the sprint, we're going to have a couple of promotions into the test environment because test should be occurring at the same time you're doing development. You get into some agile discussions and philosophy. Develop should be there. Or the QA guy should be sitting next to your developers. And then because I work in a DevOps environment, my sysadmin's sitting there as well. But you keep them all separated so that you got the test branch that's moving slower than the develop branch. And at the end of the sprint, I'm going to promote to the release branch, and that is what my customer is going to get to see at the end of this sprint. What we're going to show off during our... Oh my God, that was a text message. Of course that's F. And no, I'm not editing this. So what am I doing? All promotions are done via pull request. I already said that. There are other ways, but this is how I do it. Again, if you think that, hey, that's just boneheaded, please. Oh my God. Okay, lesson. Doing screencast, silence your damn phone. Anyway, this is how I do it. If you got a better way, I'd love to hear about it. Jesus. So what do you need to do? You're going to create a pull request from your develop branch to the test branch. Then you're going to go in, complete the pull request, and you're going to kick off a new build, which was actually what this screencast was going to be about, was doing your CI/CD stuff. But hey, bonus, right? All right, so let's do it. Okay, so we're on my development workstation. And we're going to do everything from within Chrome. You can do this both from the command line. Other people have done already demonstrate this. There's no reason for me to do it. Honestly, they're better at it than I am. You can also do this in Visual Studio. Other than addressing merge conflicts, I think Chrome is the better way to get it done. So we go over here, Chrome, and I'm up at the top level. We go here to repos. We have two ways to do this. We can do it from branches or from pull requests. We're going to do it from pull requests. If you're a reviewer on your team, this is where you're going to come. You're going to see pull requests that are active and that you need to approve so that you can do your, do whatever it is you're going to do. In this case, I'm going to create a pull request from here. So it takes us to this screen for us to fill in. First thing is we're going from develop to, and we want to go to test, not master. The reason it puts master there is because master is the default branch in the way I have things set up right now. You could change it. I don't see a reason to. So just call this test PR. Test PR. So we come in here. I'll show you in a second. I did some changes to the policy so that I could do this demo, but usually you'd put in at least one other reviewer besides yourself. Yeah, I would suggest that you don't allow people to review their own code because, of course, my code's perfect. Okay. And I also do require that you have a work item that you associate with for doing your pull request. Even for a code promotion, go ahead and create a work item for it. So that's it. We create our pull request and boom, we're up. And here are the policies for it. So we click approve, we've got check marks, and now you see where it says complete. I click complete, complete merge, and that's it. We're done. Okay, it was that hard. Now, real quick before we blast out of here and close up this sucker, I do want to show. You see how all of these guys have ribbons on them? That indicates it has policies. Click on the ellipse, and on the context menu, you can see the branch policies. Require a minimum number of reviewers. I dropped this. By default, this should be 2. And by default, this guy is not checked. Up to you. I had to do this so that I could do this screencast. Linked work items. You can undo this if you don't care or if you want to make it optional. I leave it as required. I personally think for projects it's a good idea, especially since I work as I'm a consultant or a freelancer, and it's nice to be able to tie work to the actual stories so that in review with the customer I can actually show this is related to work you asked me to do. There is build validation if you have a pipeline set up, which is going to be the next screencast, hopefully. You can go ahead and have a build performed as a part of the pull request, and if the build fails, the pull request just gets rejected out of hand, saving everybody time. I frankly think that's a good idea. However, it does slow things down because depending upon how much service you're paying for what you're doing, it can take several minutes for a build to get performed. There are other things here. I don't really use them. So that is what's going on for me moving code between branches. Once my QA lead gives his thumbs up or her thumbs up, then we do another pull request to release. So it'd just be the exact same thing. Anyway, that's it. So let's get out of here. So review. We promote code using a pull request. You've seen how to do it. It's easy peasy. It's hitting the easy button. And you know, if you're like me, you're insanely busy. You need it easy. So go with the easiest thing that's going to work. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, please like, subscribe, your comments. Seriously, I really appreciate it. I've got a bunch of crap in my channel, and the fact that somebody took the time to ask me a question, I never realized how cool that'd be. So thank you very much again, Carlos. The Twitter thing, if you happen to tag me in a Twitter thing, I might answer. I check Twitter maybe once a year. I got another one. Does anybody actually use Twitter for anything other than, I don't even know. Anyway, talk to y'all later.